Hello everyone, in this video we're talking about making a responsive web design. Okay, now how do you make a responsive web design? There should be a proper way, right? For example, you have a website and this is your desktop screen, correct? Now your logo should be coming up here, okay? Then your these three hamburgers icon will come, this icon will come, three lines will come, right? And then your, for example, you are having an image that you are showing right here like this, okay? Then there is some text, okay? And there are two buttons that you have to add. One is your first CTA button, second CTA button. Let's color to it. Okay. This is how it looks on big screen, laptop screen. Fine. If you want to replicate the same thing on a smaller screen, you have to do one thing. You have to wrap the components. Wrap means this is your bigger screen. Let's create the smaller screen here like this. Then what will you do? You will wrap the components. How will you do that? Imagine like shrinking this screen. So your component will also get shrunken, but shrunken does not mean like they don't have a proper space. They will have a proper space. For example, logo will come here, then your text will come here. If you shrink this component, this whole component, if you shrink, right, for example this component, what will happen? See, this is your first column and this is your second column, correct? So if you are having column structure, which means you will be putting this component below, component on top. You know, if you shrink it down, the image will go on top and the content will go on bottom. That's how it will be. These are two columns and they are into row structure. Okay, this is how it will look. This is your image. Okay, then text will come here, and two CTA buttons will come. Now imagine two CTA buttons are coming like this. Okay, there is no problem for us, right? We can do that. If you shrink it more, what if you shrink it to a level where this cannot handle it? For example, say this is width, then you will follow the same step again. What you will do, you will copy this, you will take this, okay, and then put the second item below that. Okay, so imagine this case. Okay, just take one more example of this. Let's copy it. Small screen, we will say like a phone screen, but let's say we have a small phone, very small example like this. Okay, these three icons are shrinking like this, correct? So it got shrinken, right, like this. Width to it, let's say our width will be this much, like this. So it will take up the full width, and width will keep on changing. Width will keep on changing because you are making a responsive web design. General approach that we follow. We start from this where everything is into row, then you try to make things into column. At this level, it looks fine because we have a lot of space here. We see a lot of space here. We see a lot of space here. But in this case, it is not fine, because it is bit smaller, so I'm not sure if it will come in same line, you know. Then we put them into next line and a single row, a single column, correct? This is a general approach that we follow. Okay, if you understand till this point, that is more than enough. Now I will walk you through how can you build things into it, right? For example, you're building some division here, and in this division you want to call it container, okay, and you will create a box, class box. Okay, on box you want to provide some things to it, like say width is, okay, height is 200 pixel, okay, background color is black. If we run this code into here, it looks like this. Let's do one thing, let's make it a bit bigger. It is much bigger. Let's make it this big. Even on this screen it is of 800, now it is of 800 and so on. So it is advisable not to use pixels, because pixel is an absolute value, right? You already know that pixel is an absolute value. So we want to use something like say REM or something like that, right? REM is a good measurement, I would say, for this. Okay, so not going to help into this because you need to structurize it. We can follow one more thing. We can do something like 50%, because 50% total width ka 50%. Not there. Maybe I'm missing something. It created a component. Okay, width cannot be done in this way, so let's keep it this way only for now. Okay, or even better, this way. Now what I want is, if this screen goes below 800 pixel, like see, it is 796, right? Now it is 823. How do we fix this? So we have a property called media queries. So we will be using media queries. Media query. Let me search into CSS. I've got the media query. You will come on this page. Okay, and simply you will copy any of the code here, and then you will put it here. You will say minimum width 800 pixel. Okay, or you can say maximum width 800 pixel. 800. Okay, so if maximum width is 800, then it will follow the certain conditions. This box will follow the certain conditions. That conditions are, say it will be 300 pixels and the color will be blue. What I did, I initially said ki whatever the screen size is, we will simply we will put this color and we will put this width and height. But we are also saying at the same time that if you have a maximum width, means width that is less than 800, right? In that case, you want to put this box, like with 300 pixel and 300 pixel as height and border color, background color as blue. Okay, let's see this case. See, it gone blue now. Black, blue, black, blue. This is a simple step that we follow into it, right? And you'll keep on building into it. That's how, that is what it is called media queries. And media queries are used for building your responsive web design. It is not just about changing the color. It is changing about the layout as well. For example, if you want the layout to be like a row in normal case, like a bigger screens, as the screen goes lower, like 800 pixel, 900 pixel, you can always change into something else like row to column and so on, right? You can even do reverse column and reverse row and all of these things are possible into it, right? That's a general approach that we follow. Now let's push this code as well to GitHub. Added base, it is getting pushed. Great, so we are here. Fine. So this is how I wanted you to explain how do you create from bigger screen to smaller screen. You will start from bigger screen, then you will follow the smaller screen. Why we do bigger screen? Because bigger screens are easier to build. Then you can define them in a certain way. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay. Yeah. Next video I'm referencing a Tailwind workshop link. You can check that out, but only when you have done enough work into responsive. Okay, this part is purely about CSS. Okay, till this point everything was HTML and CSS and GitHub. That's all. Then you will be implementing Tailwind as well. Okay, but that thing is for later on. Okay, in the next video we'll talk about how to deploy this application onto Netlify. Thank you.